It is the oldest existing chess club in England, and when you read the history of the club, it's so overwhelming as to the people that have done it before. I want it to be as successful as possible, so I really want to see it thrive and do well. Yeah, so it's Jim Gallagher, the president of Liverpool Chess Club, which I've now been doing for, I think it's somewhere around 12 years. Yeah, give or take. You know, just looking there tonight, there's so many people. Men, women, all ages. Someone's just told me he's 87. You've got a 5-6-year-olds playing at the club. So the range of cultures, people, abilities, whatever level you're at, however you feel about yourself in the community, there's some you're definitely going to mix in.
The whole atmosphere, everyone's so friendly, everyone's, being sure that you've got game, everyone's very chatty, and yeah, just the whole atmosphere, the social events, that's what mainly I'm coming for.
So here we are in the Cornmarket Pub in Liverpool, which is one of the oldest pubs in Liverpool, which fits in very well with our club, which is the oldest existing chess club in England. So it was going to, as it says there, 1837 was when it was founded, a long time ago. And the history is what makes the club special. It really makes it stand out to all. None of the other clubs, certainly on Merseyside, have got any history like our club. So it really, really does stand out. And this is, to me, what's the most important thing about the club. So, 1837, this picture is taken from around 1890, and it's brilliant because it's got loads of the very well-known members of the club. So it's got there in the middle Atmos, who's that guy, he was the world number 2, and it's also got Reverend John Owen, who's this guy, and he was in the top 10 in the world as well. So I'll talk to you a little bit about them in a minute. But this picture's really interesting because this guy is John Blackburn. John Blackburn, world famous chess player from the 19th century. And he's actually sitting, if you look, he's sitting away from the others. So he's actually playing with his back to everyone. He's playing blindfold, and he's playing 4 different people at the same time, and these are some of the best players in England that he's playing against. And that night he played 4 people twice, and he won 4 and drew 4, never lost 1 game. So it's just an amazing blindfold player.
Sort of always knew the rules, how the pieces move, but I never really got into it until, do you remember, I don't know if you know, but Nigel Short, that English Grandmaster, he played Garry Kasparov, and that was quite a few years ago, and that kind of got me into it, and I was at college then, you see, so it's quite a few decades ago now, actually.
The relief was spontaneous and genuine, a major psychological breakthrough worthy of celebration.
I started off like most people, playing in school when I was in junior school, age 7 I think, and done really well there. We won the Liverpool Catholic Schools Championships, if I remember rightly, in the 80s or the 70s actually. And then I did play for another club on Merseyside called Liverpool Chess Club, which no longer exists. That was back in the mid-90s for a couple of years.
Well, my granddad taught me how to play chess years ago, but all I knew it was how the pieces move and didn't know anything about the strategic, the game itself. And then a few years back, my friend introduced me to the game, and I've started coming to the club, and the way I was seeing it was my social night throughout the week. So yeah, I loved it, and I'm coming very regularly. I would say I'm here every week.
I actually started teaching chess in schools, which a few of the members here do, and that's like a charity that goes into schools, and you teach chess instead of like a science lesson or a maths lesson.
About 3,000 children in Merseyside that we teach.
The kids are very exciting, and I think due to the Queen's Gambit, now everyone wants to play chess.
If you're not a good footballer, or you're not a good something else artist or whatever it is, chess is another thing that you might want to come along and have a go at, and it's a new social environment for people as well to get involved in.
And the schools love it, and the kids seem to like it as well. So that's what I've been doing as well, not just playing chess.
Used to teach the children here until we moved into a premises that couldn't take children, and we built up the children here so they have a team of their own. They played last week and won 4-1.
All the cool kids in school play chess. It used to be sport, now it's chess, so yeah.
When I was young, I grew up in Liverpool, rough area of Liverpool, Kensington, which isn't like Kensington in London. It's really rough. Played football every day, but I wasn't very good, but I played every day of my life. So I couldn't get in the school team, all that kind of stuff. I played chess in school. I beat everyone. So all the big footballers, all the big rugby players, I was the number one. So I was beating all of them. And all of a sudden they all respected me, because they wanted to be the best at chess and they couldn't beat me. So that made me feel very special. So as I got older and I got aware of this club, I remembered how that made me feel about something that made me feel special. So I came along and tried it, and then I saw there was other people who sort of would come along and they weren't really getting welcomed. And I thought, I've got to change this, and I've got to make it so that these people who do pop in want to stay and want to be part of it. And that's what drives me to give other people that feeling that I had a long time ago. Because I want it to continue long after I've gone. And it's been a big club for how many years is that? 88 years or whatever it is, and I want it to carry on going for another 100 years after this, if possible, and keep the history going for these fellas. Because they put an awful lot of work. They made the club what it was. It was the biggest club in the world around the 1890s, and I want to keep that going.